Hello you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been such a long time, but I have missed you. I know you've missed me too, which is why we are here to catch up. Okay, this is a video that I am just letting you guys know what is going on in my life, what has transpired, and where I am at currently. So a lot of you guys know I went into music, which I am still actively pursuing. So if you guys would like to stream my music under Baby Ruthless, you can find all of my music on Baby Ruthless with $2 signs on YouTube, Spotify, any other platform. So what has happened, guys? I am in a completely different circle. I am in a completely different time in my life where I've done a lot of soul searching, okay? I've done a lot of healing, which I guess, let me fix the word healing. I've done a lot of reconnecting with self. I no longer smoke, no longer drink. I don't really party. I'll go out, dance with friends, with acquaintances, because as of right now I don't really have anybody in my life that I would consider a friend. It's a weird time in my life right now, guys. It's been kind of a little Mickey for the past 3 years, I will say, maybe even longer. But there's been so much that has happened, so many lessons that I have learned. And I want to share some of the lessons that I've learned with you. And this is all just on my perspective. Obviously, this is my life. But what I have noticed, one of my biggest changes in life is the way that I think of self. So before, I used to drink a lot. I used to smoke a lot. So I never really got to reconnect with myself. Never got to really understand why I make the decisions I do, who I'm around, what influences me, who I influence. So having to take a step back and look at the world through soberness was a huge trial in itself. But I will say that I'm very thankful that I was able to make it out of all of my situations alive, happy, and healthy, and stronger than ever. If you are having an issue with substance abuse, which we don't really realize what we're abusing until we're forced to stop or we have to stop. I didn't realize, I was abusing marijuana in the way that I was until I tried to quit. So I quit maybe last fall, I want to say, last year. So it's been a couple of months since I've actively been using it. I was high all day, okay? I was high morning. I woke up, smoked, went to sleep, had to smoke. Before I eat, smoke. And I didn't realize how much I was preventing myself from being able to have a life that I didn't depend on something. I was dependent on so many things. I didn't realize, how quickly your life shifts when, I was so busy working, smoking. I was like, okay, well, I'm working all the time and I'm making money. So it doesn't matter if I'm high or not. But it does matter, you guys. It 100% matters, because you're not in control of your own thoughts. Maybe you'll start smoking. Now you're stuck thinking about something because you're paranoid, or you can't get your mind away from all the bad that's going on in your life. So you're not actively in control of yourself. And I just wanted to be in control of myself. I wanted to not have to worry about, where I'm almost out of weed. Let me go run up and get some more weed. Or I need a wrap. Let me go smoke. And then now I'm rolling a blunt and it's taking me fucking 30 minutes. And now I'm sitting here smoking for another 30 minutes. That's an hour out of your day. And then I'm doing that 3 times a day. That's 3 hours. And it just got to the point where I was so sick of not being able to consciously make my own decisions without having to be dependent on something. I hate depending on people. So then to realize that I was really heavily dependent on a substance like drinking, you guys, I didn't realize how much of an alcoholic I had became until I became it, you know? And once I stopped everything, I think I've been sober for about maybe 8 months now off of the alcohol. Once I really stopped the weed, so I stopped the alcohol first, then I stopped the weed, I probably went through 3 months of crying and thinking about things that I had never had a chance to think about. Thinking about my mother, thinking about my father, thinking about, you know, different connections that I had throughout my life that I had to let go of, whether by force or by choice. But I got to reconnect. I'm not gonna say heal, because none of us are broken. We're never broken. We just maybe are far from self. So I had to reconnect with myself, and I had to think about memories that were very painful, and I had to get through them sober and by yourself. So the only person who can really change anything in your life is yourself. There's nobody else. Nobody makes you happy. Nobody makes you sad. Nobody makes you depressed. Nobody makes you full of joy besides yourself. If you cannot feel those things through yourself, it's a choice. You know, it was a choice for me to be depressed. It was a choice for me to feel so down in my sadness to where I felt like I had to go and drink, you know, to forget about it. And I had to go, you know, get super drunk. So for me, I know I have an addictive personality. So I know if I go out there for a shot, baby, I'm taking a whole bottle. I go out there for a joint, baby, I'm smoking 4 or 5 blunts. Like, I'm finishing the whole ounce. You know, so I had to realize that it was all a choice for me to be where I am in life. Now, there were some choices I made that got me into situations that I had no control of. But again, if I would have controlled myself in the beginning, I wouldn't have had those situations. And I went through some crazy situations, guys. Like, maybe, you know, eventually I'm going to open up and let you guys know about everything. Right now, we're just going to stay on a little lighter note. But I am here to just let you guys know that you will get through it. Whatever it is that you need to get through, you will 100% get through it. I didn't realize what I didn't realize, which means I never knew how much of a toll it was taking on my body, on my mind, on my spirit, until I forced myself to get the fuck up and to change. I was stuck in this vicious cycle that only now I can thank the Creator and thank myself for getting myself up and getting myself out. I don't resonate with the music that I've put out with anymore. Yes, I can resonate with being an angry person and being an angry soul, but that's not who I am. I'm not stuck in survivor mode anymore. I'm not stuck in... So sometimes we become a personality because we have to. So I became an angry girl, a bitter girl, a revengeful girl, a mean girl, because that was what I had to do to get through my life. I had to be this tough bitch in order to maybe overcome some of the words that my family, you know, spilled onto me because of their insecurities. Remember, when people speak to you, it's never about you. 99% of the times, it's their self-reflection onto you. So growing up, my family was very, very rude and very mean-spirited to me and would kind of like use me as like the GOAT. So I had to be a tough bitch to get through it and be like, fuck you guys. You know, I really don't give a fuck what you have to say. And now I'm at a time in my life where if I continue to be a mean bitch, I'm going to lose my blessings because I don't need to be in that. So I had to change and I had to break past being a gossiper, being just a rude, fucking spiteful bitch. Like, when I say I know what it is to be a mean girl, I know what it is to be a mean girl. I can definitely put on that mean girl act, but now it's an act. It's not who I am anymore. So my music is not a reflection of who I am anymore. And obviously that's growth. If we don't have growth, what the fuck do we have in this world? If you're not actively growing and trying to make yourself better, not just by wearing the flyest shit, driving the flyest car, having the flyest place, it has nothing to fucking do with that. Nothing to do with that. That is what this world has put into our brain to climb this social ladder that doesn't fucking exist. Nothing in this world exists besides you having a positive mindset. That's what's important. You having a positive mindset about yourself. Because once you have a positive mindset about yourself, it infects everything that you do. So I've had to change myself from being this mean girl and saying, hey, you know, I don't need to be a mean girl no more. I don't need to be a rude bitch to everybody, because that's not my reality anymore. You know, I had used this kind of armor to get through all these situations, and boom, now I got past them all, and now I'm here. And now if I use the same armor in a different battle, I'm going to lose. So I had to take a step back. I had to say, hey, you know what, Ruth, like, we're in a different spot in our life. I think that's that part of me so much, because without that tough exterior, without that bitchiness, I would not have been able to push past what my life was. You know, I had a very rough start. Who doesn't? You know, who doesn't? Sometimes we need to put on this little defensive shield to get through it. Who doesn't? We all have stories. We all can go, you know, give our sob stories and say, well, it's because of this, it's because of this. Okay, now that you've gotten here, now you have to change. You have to be more appreciative. You have to be more grateful. You have to be more nice. You have to be, because that's what's going to get me through this next phase of life, is having grace. And having grace on yourself. I had to have so much grace on myself. I had to say, hey, you know what? We went through some stuff. Some of the stuff was in our control. Some of the stuff wasn't. But we made it through. And you have to have a little bit of grace with yourself, guys. Like, look, this video is purely just me just trying to have more of a positive influence more than anything, because times are so different right now. I'm not gonna say tougher, because then that's stating that is what the reality is, and it's not. The reality is not tough. It is a changing time. It's a shifting time. And I just want to be somebody who betters the world, who betters the youth. Again, I can totally agree on, you know, being a rough and tough bitch. I 100% get it. Some of you guys are still gonna have to use that armor to get through these situations that are coming up. But don't forget that at the end of it, love overcomes everything. Love yourself. Love the people who love you. And understand that not all people who are around you have the best intent. Even if you have the best intent for them, look at your circle. Look at the ones who make sly remarks. Look at the ones who may seem happy, but you can kind of feel that they're not too happy for you. It all starts with who you're around, and it may be so lonely. When I say yes, I definitely feel alone. I definitely feel alone. But just make it through, and what's for you will always be there. Don't be afraid to start new. Never feel ashamed. Don't ever put history in front of somebody who does not have respect for you. So for those of you who are dealing with maybe a boyfriend who you're like, well, we've been together since, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. If they're using you, if they're not good to you, they're abusing you in any sort of way, if they make sly remarks, drop them. Be alone and find yourself and your sense of self-love, self-respect, and self-empowerment. Nobody should be able to shift your feelings. Nobody should be able to make you feel sad, feel happy, nothing. You should always be able to balance yourself. Regulate your nervous system, guys. Regulate it. Okay. I said what I had to say today. I'm back, you guys. I feel 100% recharged, and if you are having any situations, or if you maybe feel alone, just know that you're not alone. You need to create your own community. We can be a community of growth, of love, of positivity. But like I said, it all starts with the self. So as long as you know that you deserve it and that you want it, then that's when it'll come. Okay, guys, so I will see you guys another day. That was my rant for the day. La, 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 la. Follow me on all platforms. And if you have any questions, always, or just want to talk, feel free to message me, and I will get back to you. And thank you guys for always keeping up with my journey. I'm excited to be back, and I'm excited to just grow with you guys in this new era of love. Bye, guys.